B102.7 Loverboy and Turn Me Loose, and one of the people applauding is the man that was just singing that song. How cool is that? Mike Reno of Loverboy joining me in studio. Mike?
Hey, Crash. That sounded awesome. I don't know what it is about that song, man, but it excites me to this day.
Every time I've seen you perform, it seems like it excites you. What is your favorite song? I mean, Turn Me Loose is obviously one of them, but...
Turn Me Loose is a big crowd favorite. Working for the Weekend, huge favorite. Loving every minute of it. Love it. Kid is Hot Tonight, Can't Do Without. Hot Girls in Love, everybody loves it. My personal favorite is When It's Over. I just love that song.
And you do. It seems like you put a little bit something extra into that song. Mike Reno and Loverboy, of course, going to be here for RibFest this Thursday night. Chuck Brennan, the mastermind behind this little party we're throwing out here at the fairgrounds.
Thank you, sir, for all your help getting
Chuck,
the word out, man.
I tell you what,
been an endeavor, and I couldn't have did it without all your help.
People have been just thrilled with this lineup. I mean, again, Loverboy coming back to town as an all-time fan favorite.
Well, that's what I heard, Crash. I said, what an honor that is of being a favorite of a city. I mean, but we always made a deal with the guys in the band. We said, let's go to cities that are smaller than the big giant cities, because we all grew up in small cities, and we hated it when they bypassed us. So when we started doing concerts, we told the promoters, let's do all the cities. Let's not skip any of them. So we've been playing the A circuit, B circuit, D circuit. We just love it. We just can't get enough.
We're just happy to be on a circuit, honestly. and it's because of guys like you and guys like Chuck that keep us on a circuit.
Oh, this guy, Chuck, I mean, tell you what, he called me up and said, do you want to come and have a look at this Rock and Roll Academy, the Brennan Rock and Roll Academy? And I said, absolutely, I'll come down. Now, I didn't think it would be anything like it is. Have you seen this yet?
I was there for the groundbreaking. I've been there every time Chuck invites me. I tell you what, it is.
Is that happening or what?
It is. It's amazing. I mean, again, you travel all over the world. You live in Canada still. I mean, do you have anything like this? I mean, we talk about the arts being cut in the schools, and wonder if academies like the Brennan Rock and Roll Academy here in Sioux Falls are sort of going to be the future for kids learning music. Where are they going to learn it?
Wouldn't that be great if there was one in every city? And I think that maybe the plan.
Maybe that's the grand plan over there.
Chuck, I don't know, the grand plan?
If there was enough time in the day, I'd do them myself. But absolutely, it has to, because the music is coming out of the schools. And that's one way to put it back in. And having the rock and roll edge doesn't hurt.
Oh, absolutely. And again, all of the artists that have come through town, and again, the RibFest this year is going to benefit the Brennan Rock and Roll Academy.
Isn't that great?
It is. It's fantastic. And in fact, I know Chuck and Indian Motorcycle put together a big bike raffle that we're going to have out there as well. Maybe you want to touch on that real quick, Chuck?
I would love to, because that's something new. And Mike, you haven't heard this yet.
No.
Indian Motorcycle, they're new to the market. They haven't been around that long in this market. The oldest motorcycle in the country, though. And the owners over there, Bruce Eide, incredible guy, he came on as a major sponsor of RibFest. And not only are they sponsoring it, but they've given us a full brand new Indian motorcycle. Wow. And it's got the Academy logos on, the RibFest logos, and all the artists are going to sign it.
Oh, perfect.
That are there.
Perfect. I love to.
And we're going to auction that off, and money for the kids, raffle it off. $100 a ticket.
$100 a ticket.
I wish
but
I
again,
grew up in this town, man.
It's going to be a one-of-a-kind bike, obviously, because
$100,000 value.
Yeah, your autograph is going to be on it. The guys from April Wine and Honeymoon Suite and Helix, who
Talk
are all
about a Canadian.
Isn't that a great Canadian invasion night?
Now, you know what? This is actually fun for me, because I've played with all the other groups over the years. So I've been at it for 34 years with this group, Loverboy, and we've been playing with everybody you can imagine. We're friends with all the guys and Z's. Everybody on your posters in the wall here. I know them all, which is wonderful. But I haven't seen the guys in April Wine for a while. Honeymoon Suite and Helix. Canadian night. Whose genius idea was that?
Well, it was my genius idea.
Oh, boy, Chuck.
But it
Somebody got to be the
genius.
genius.
It started with Loverboy.
Oh.
Because when the arena got a hold of me and said, we want to start putting this thing together, I said, who's the biggest band, the best band? Who's the crowd favorite?
Oh, stop.
And they said, Loverboy, by far. And you played there twice and got voted the best band at RibFest. So
nice,
we started this whole festival lineup with Loverboy.
Right.
And with you guys coming, what a compliment to add the Canadian stuff. And it's going to be a great night. Yeah. I love all the bands on the board.
Oh, I do too. I mean, people are, again, it doesn't matter. Every time I've thrown it out on Facebook, and I've done it several times since February when we announced the lineup, and, who are you most excited to see? And it's great to see people mention literally every single band that's coming into town.
Every night is great. I mean, we happen to be opening it up, which is nice. And I heard from people all around town since I've been here. I came in yesterday. That everybody's happy that they moved the venue, which is great. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but they moved it to a spectacular place.
Yes.
We're going to do it out at the fairgrounds this year. Give us more room.
It's a way better location.
Yeah, there's more parking. There's more everything. Bigger stage, more vendors, more room for everybody to spread out. And again, the biggest lineup we've ever had. Kicks off Thursday night again with Loverboy, Honeymoon Suite, Helix, and April Wine.
Yeah.
See, and again,
how many hits have they had?
Well,
right?
again, Miles Godwin just announced a couple of weeks ago that he's kind of thinking about retiring from the world.
He might end it up here.
This may be his final show.
I swear.
I did not know that.
Again, so
Miles
even more reason to come out. And then, of course, we've got Ladies' Night on Friday night with Stephen Piercy from Rat fame, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister fame, Tom Kiefer from Cinderella. I talked to Tom a couple of weeks ago, and Rick Springfield, who, again, the girls around here are already warming up with the bullpen.
They've got their roses already?
Oh, yeah, roses and undergarments ready to be flying. They may have a few flying at you on Thursday night as well, Mike.
Right. The show never starts until a bra or panties hits the stage.
Well, then we'll have to start talking to the ladies out front and see if we can get that done.
Crazy, wacky business.
And then on Saturday night, of course, our own Guilty Pleasures Orchestra here in Sioux Falls is going to open things up for Head East, Foghat, and, of course, Leonard Skinner coming back to town for the first time in almost 15 years, I think. I know they played the Sioux Empire Fair like in the 90s, and I know you took a call from Skinner's management going, okay, is there a misprint on the ticket price?
Well, they thought it was a typo crash when they got it, and it said she was only charging $20, and they said that's the lowest we've ever charged for a show. And I said it's the theme of the festival. You can go see Loverboy Thursday for $10.
Make it
Right.
affordable.
$10.
$15 for Friday night,
Yep.
$20 for Saturday night, or $30 for an entire weekend pass. And people have been freaked out by the low cost, saying, "Okay, that gets me in. How much more for the concerts?" No, that gets you in. That gets you the concerts.
Sure.
Again, we want to do it for the kids. We want to do it for the community, and it is going to be just a huge
I got
party.
a feeling
and
it's
Mother
going to be
Nature,
the best party in town, I think, this
I think it may be the party of the year.
weekend. Yeah.
If Chuck has anything to do with it, it's going to be the party of
Yeah,
the
he
year.
seems to, since I've met Chuck, I realize he does things right.
He does.
You want to get her
He
done,
doesn't,
give it
he
to
doesn't do
Chuck.
anything halfway. I asked some people earlier today on our Facebook page if they had a chance to ask you a question, what would they ask you? And one of the questions that came up was, what do you hope Loverboy's legacy will be? When you finally decide, okay, we've had enough, that's the end of the band. What did you want Loverboy's legacy to be?
Well, the way I look at it is we've been a group that's written positive lyrics, up-tempo music, just to get away from, take a break from a lot of the stresses in life. And I think the fact that we're kind of a people's band, I think that would be a legacy that I'd like to hold on to. We do it for the people. We hardly... we can't even keep up to the fans' loudness. They sing all the songs, and you'll see this. And they seem to take us on like we're part of the family. And I guess that's a real cool thing to have happen to us over the years. Like we're just part of the group. And I guess because we went to high school with them, we went to college with them, and we're still in there with them. And now the kids of the parents are all getting into it, and they're digging it, and they're dressing up, putting headbands on and coming out. So I guess it's just to be a people's band. Like we didn't do it for the glory, and we don't do it to do anything other than please the people. We just love people.
Mike Reno of Loverboy is my guest right now, and Mike, what keeps it fresh for you then? Is it getting the people singing back to you each night? Because again, people had asked, well, did they get tired of singing the same songs? I mean, again, these are songs we grew up with.
I would get tired of them, except when we hit the cowbell, we hit like bonk, bonk, but with 3 bonks of the cowbell, and the crowd throws their arms up in the air and just gets ready to start singing. And they, like I said, they sing all the words and stuff. The look on the people's faces, you can't help but just get into it. And, even if we're feeling like, God, how many times do I have to sing this song? I never really go there because it's kind of like we have to uphold. It's like raising the flag and saluting to it, These songs seem to be so popular with these people that, heck, that's enough of an enjoyment right there for me.
Well, I know you said when we talked a few weeks ago, you almost feel like if you cut a person open, that Loverboy is going to be part of our DNA. I honestly believe that. I think it was a great quote.
I agree.
It is. I mean, you guys have been a part of our lives for 34 years.
Well, I don't know if I told you this, but I've had, between 15 and 20 people tell me, thanks for playing our grad.
Right.
And do you know how many grads we actually played? Zero.
Really?
We never played a grad. It was we played a lot of gigs, done a lot of things, but never played a grad. But 20 or so people have come up to me over our span and said, thanks for playing our grad, which means we must have been like on the tape deck and in the boat or whatever, just everywhere they went that year. It was Loverboy, so they figured we were at their grad too. So that's kind of a compliment too.
Well, and I think you were probably at everybody's prom, the song that you did with Ann Wilson, Almost Paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah.
You're knocking on heaven's door. See, I sing when pretty ladies are in the room.
See, that's why we brought Arliss in here so we could get Mike to sing. Mike Reno of Loverboy. And one more last question. I asked you the last time we talked, what was the absolute worst gig of all time? And we got that one past it. The gig with ZZ Top out on the East Coast.
Cape
you told
Cod,
me about out on Cape
yeah.
Cod. But what was the best gig you guys have ever done?
One of the best gigs that's right off the top of my head. As soon as you asked that question, we deadheaded in our bus to get to a gig that came late. They said, you want to play this gig in Philadelphia at the JFK Stadium. Holds 100,000 people. We deadheaded, which means you turned our bus around and we headed the opposite way as fast as we could, drove overnight and half the day and just to get there on time. When we got there, we had a half an hour to get everything going and get on the stage. We basically took a tap, a hose. It was just from the tap, and we hosed her hair down, and we just kind of pushed it back, kind of shook the fact that we've been in a tour bus for 2 days, threw on some clothes, and jumped on stage. And Paul Dean at the time and I were doing split the audience in half and doing a thing where we got one half of the audience to say something nasty and the other half of the audience to say something even nastier at each other, and all the shouting going on. Next thing you know, I looked to side stage and I saw people from all the other bands like the Kinks and Foreigner and Christy Hine. They all came out of their dressing rooms and they go, "What's going on? Like, who are these guys? What are the people going so crazy?" And that to me, it made, these are all my heroes. They're all coming out to see the new kids. Who are these guys? I've never, we were just getting started, and we got 100,000 people shouting at the top of their lungs. And, it really shook the town up, and I'll never forget that.
Well, hopefully we can get 20, 30,000 people screaming their lungs up. Maybe nothing nasty, though, on Thursday night. How about that, Chuck?
Nothing nasty, but, they just played down in Omaha Council Bluffs Sunday night in front of 25, 30,000 people.
Oh, I think we can get that out at the fairgrounds, don't you?
Numbers. We got plenty of room for everybody.
Absolutely. So. And tickets are still available out at the Arena box office, Ticketmaster locations. We'll have them at the gates. You can get them through our website at B102.7.com. Again, Loverboy, Honeymoon Suite, Helix, and April Wine, all on Thursday night alone. Tickets are $10. And again, it benefits the Brennan Rock Roll Academy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you got it. And, hey, there's no extra cost either. It's $10 when you get out there. So
yeah.
They're not going to be marked up anymore the day of the show. We want everybody to come. Because if you come out Thursday, you'll see how cool it is. You'll definitely be back for the rest of the weekend.
I keep telling people, just buy yourself a weekend pass and just say thank you later, because it is going to be the biggest party of the summer. What a great way to start off summer. And, Mike, thank you so much for stopping in and taking a couple of minutes for us. And, Chuck, welcome home again. It's going to be one hell of a party we're putting on out at the Lyons Fairgrounds. Chuck Brennan from Brennan Rock Roll Academy, Mike Reno of Loverboy, and you'll see us all out there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. Thank you so much for coming in.
All right, Crash. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, buddy.